Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah, and in today's video I'm going to be going through all of my favorite products from 2020 that I will still be continuing to use in 2021. So I'm going to go through each category, and some of them I have more than one, like 2 to 3, just because there's a couple different ones that I really like. So I'm going to be going through all of that. I'm going to link all of it below in case you're interested in trying any of them. And if you are new, I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy. Make sure that you have the little notification bell clicked so that you are notified of all my future uploads, and we will go ahead and get straight into the video. The first category, I guess you could call it, that I'm going to go through is primers, kind of skincare as well. I use this Aveeno Smart Essentials Daily Nourishing Moisturizer. This one has sunscreen in it, but I like to use this a lot, especially during the winter. My skin gets really dry, so I use this, and I will use this before a primer. So I just kind of use this, then a primer, and then my foundation. And this is one that I really like, and it works really well for me. Then I also like this Fourth Ray Watermelon Face Milk. So Fourth Ray is a sister brand to ColourPop, and this one in particular is the watermelon one. They have several different ones. I have not tried the other ones, but I really like this one, and I've used it before foundation as well, and it just hydrates my skin. And the last product for this category is the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. This is one of my favorites. I've used this actually longer than just 2020. I've used it for quite a while now, and I really like it. Again, I have dry skin, so using anything that's hydrating before my foundation just helps my foundation apply better. So this is definitely one of my favorites. Next, I'll talk about powders. I only have one, but this is the Cody Airspun Loose Face Powder. I use this all the time. Every single time I do my makeup, this is the powder I use. This one specifically is just translucent. I use this to bake, as well as just lightly dust all over my face after I apply my foundation, just to set it so that my foundation doesn't move during the day. And I found that this one works really well for me. So this is definitely one that I'm going to continue to use. For foundation, I have two different ones that I really like to use. So this one is the more affordable option. This is the Matte and Poreless Foundation from Fit Me. This is for normal to oily skin, and my shade is 112. It covers really well. And it's not super drying like some matte foundations are. So I really like that about it because it doesn't dry my skin out. And the other foundation that I like a lot, this one I use the most, but this one is more expensive. This one is the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. This is medium to full coverage. And so this is, I would say, more coverage than my other foundation, but I really like the way this one looks on my skin. It wears really well throughout the day. And I definitely use this one if I'm going to go do something out of town or something like that. I don't really do that a bunch now, but when I did, this is the foundation that I would go to for that, just because it wears really well. So those are my two favorite foundations. For concealers, I have two again. This one is the CoverGirl TruBlend Undercover Concealer. Mine is in the shade Classic Ivory. It comes in a little container like this. Oops. Like this. This one I use to cover my blemishes. I have used this on my eyelid as well for like an eyeshadow primer, but I really like this one for blemishes. It covers them really well. And then my other one is this e.l.f. one. This is the 16-Hour Camo Concealer Matte Finish. This is in the shade Light Sand. And I like to use this one underneath my eyes, as well as on my eyelid to prime for my eyeshadow. And this one is almost like a white, sort of, because it's so light. And so it really helps color eyeshadows pop really well off of it. So that's why I like using this, as well as it helps my eyeshadows last longer and not crease throughout the day. So those are my favorite concealers. For my brows, I don't do a whole lot. I do a lot more than I used to, but lately what I've been doing for my brows is I'll use this e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I think mine is in the shade Taupe. Yes. So it just comes like this, and then you twist and it looks like that. I like how tiny and precise it is, so my lines and everything and filling in is really accurate. And then it has the little spoolie on the end. And then my other brow products that I really like, this one is the BROWdrama Sculpting Brow Mascara from Maybelline. This is in the shade Soft Brown. Looks like this, and then the actual wand looks like that. And I like to use this after I've used the pencil, just to brush my brow hairs up as well as add some more pigment, but it's not too much. So these are the products I actually use on my brows today, and they are my absolute favorite brow products that I've tried so far. Next, I'm going to go over eyeliner. I only have one. I don't really do eyeliner that often anymore. If I do, a lot of times I just use an eyeshadow like I did today. Like I just used a brown eyeshadow and I just lined my eyes. I didn't do a wing or anything. I don't really do wings a whole lot anymore. I just have phased, I guess, out of doing that. But once in a while I will, and this is the product that I really like. This one's from e.l.f. It's in the color Jet Black, and it's a liquid eyeliner. I'll show you what the little tip looks like. So it's really small, and I really like this one because it wears throughout the day and it doesn't transfer on your eyelid or anything. I've had some do that before, but I've not had any issues with this one. So I would definitely recommend, if you like doing eyeliner and you like using a liquid kind, this is one of the best ones I've used so far. Next are my 3 favorite mascaras. So I like them all for different reasons. The Falsies one from Maybelline, this is waterproof and it's black. This one I really like because it adds, let me think of how to explain it. It just adds more to your eyelashes. So I wouldn't really say that it necessarily gives me any volume or anything. It does lengthen sort of, but I don't remember what the claims are. I've had this for quite a while, but I like to add this on top of my Telescopic mascara, and it just adds a bit more to my lashes. The next one that I really like is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. So a lot of people have raved about this one, and I don't really necessarily like it on my top eyelashes, but for my bottom, it's my favorite. I really like to use this one just because it can really add a lot of emphasis to my bottom lashes. So that's why I like this one a lot. And then my absolute favorite, I've tried a lot of different mascaras and I've never had one work this well. So if you've watched my videos before, I've talked about that I have really short eyelashes, and most of the time when I use mascara you can't really see them. But this mascara, the Telescopic one from Loreal, this is waterproof, and then this is just in black. But this one lengthens my eyelashes. You can actually tell that I have eyelashes, and it separates your lashes too. Like while it's lengthening them, it separates them so your mascara doesn't look clumpy. And that's one thing that I really like about it. And I'll get a little closer so you can see, but it just does so much for my eyelashes. So it is definitely one that I would 100% recommend. If you haven't tried it, go out and try it. It's not super expensive. You can get it from Walmart. So out of all 3 that I've showed you, this one is definitely my absolute favorite, but I really like the other 2 as well. Next, I wanted to talk about fake eyelashes and the glue that I use. So I don't use fake eyelashes on a daily basis. It is strictly like a once in a while, just like if I'm playing with makeup, or sometimes if I'm going to do something like, or go to a special event or something, like I'll wear them. So I wanted to show my favorite ones. These are the Salon Perfect 614. They are really hard to find now. Like my Walmart doesn't even carry them, I don't think, anymore. So they're really hard to get. But I really like this style because they're really long and wispy, but they also look more natural than some other fake eyelashes that I've seen. And the glue that I've used, so I've used a black glue before, and I've used white as well, but they were in like little squeezy tubes sort of. But this one I really like because it's a brush applicator. I'll take it out so you can see, but this one is way easier to apply on the lashes without making a mess or getting too much on the lashes. So you just twist this off, and this is a clear one. It looks like this, so you just brush it on the band of the lashes, and it makes it really easy to get the glue on and apply the lashes. So those are my absolute favorite style out of the lashes that I've seen. For lips, I have 3 different ones. So I picked a gloss, one's a lacquer, and then one is, let's see, this one just says a lip polish. But first is this gloss. This is one of my favorites. I don't even know if ColourPop sells this specific one anymore, but I really like the formula of ColourPop's lip glosses. I have several and I really like them, so it would just depend like on what color you like. This one in particular is Easy Bake, and this one was with their like, I think they did like a strawberry collection or something like that, and this is what it came with, I'm pretty sure. Or it could have been they just sold this separately. I don't remember now. It's been a while since I got it, but this is one of my favorites because it just adds a little bit of color. It's not a whole lot, but it's also a gloss. This one is the Revlon Ultra Vinyl Lip Polish. This is in High Shine, and the shade is Berry Bliss. This is the one I'm wearing on my lips today. I like how long it wears, and even when it starts to wear off, because it doesn't last all day, but when it does start to wear off, it doesn't look weird or anything. It just looks natural. So I really like that about this one, and it's easy to apply. It has a little doe foot applicator, and it's smaller so you can be more precise with it. And the last one that I have is more of a nude color. This is in the shade Charmer. This one's from Maybelline as well, and I like to use this. This one is like my go-to anytime I just need some color. This color will go with any look that I do, so this is definitely one that I use a lot, and if you're into nudes, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. I believe I'd gotten this from a Walgreens is where I believe that I got mine. The next category that I'm going to go over is blush. So I haven't always been a big blush person, but within the last like 2 or 3 years, I've gotten really into using blush. I use a lot of more pinky tones or peachy tones, but I have used some like mauves as well. So I have 3 different ones that I really like. One of them is a cream product. This one is from ColourPop. It's the blush stick. This one is in the shade, let's see, this one's in the shade Mini Me, and it's a very pinky color. I love using this one. I'm not really big into cream products, but this one wears really well and it doesn't affect my foundation underneath. The next one that I really like is this Hello Halo. This has some shimmer in it. I'm not a huge shimmer fan when it comes to blush, but this one isn't too shimmery, so it's this color right here, and I use this one quite often. And then the last one is one that I actually got recently, like a couple months ago. This is the Chocolate Cherry Truffle, and this is from BH Cosmetics. It comes in a little palette like this with a mirror, but I really like to mix this one and this one together. This pink one down here is the one that I have on today. These are very pigmented, and I think they just look really good on the skin. So all of these would definitely be my favorites for blush, and I would recommend any of these to anybody that's looking to try blush, because these ones are my favorite. I really believe that they work really well, and they're easy to blend out, and they just look like a flush on your skin. They're not too crazy pigmented where it looks like you have way too much blush on, but you can also tone it down or build it up depending on how you like to wear your blush. For bronzer, I have two different ones. I have this Wet n Wild from their contouring palette. This is the caramel toffee one. The other side broke, but I really like this shade. This is the shade that I used today for my bronzer, and this one I use almost all the time. This one is great for every day if you use bronzer every day like I do. My other one is this e.l.f. bronzer palette, and I like to mix this shade and this shade together. And I also like to use these shades for contour as well. The other one I use more just for bronzer, but I have found that I can use these for contour as well. So these are my two favorite bronzers. Highlight is probably one of my favorite products next to blush. So I have two that I really like. This one is the Master Chrome one from Maybelline. This is in the shade Rose Gold Molten. And it looks like this. It's very pigmented. I used it in my inner corner today and above my lip. It's very pigmented and it has a pinky hint to it. And this one is from ColourPop. This is their light stick in the shade Star Bright. So it looks gold, and whenever you get in the light, it kind of has a like icy reflect, almost a little bit of, almost not like really blue, but kind of a hint of blue in there. And this is one that I've been using quite a bit lately. This is a cream product, and normally for a highlight especially I don't use cream product, but ColourPop has a really good formula and it doesn't affect my foundation underneath, which I really like. So these are two great options. If you're more into cream, I would try this one. If you like more powdery ones, I would try this one. This one I got from Walmart, and then this one I just ordered off of ColourPop. The last category is eyeshadow palettes, and I have lots of eyeshadow palettes, so it was kind of hard to narrow it down, but I would say this past year, these two I really have fallen in love with, and their formula is really good, and it's something that like I can use on an everyday basis. So this one is the one that I would suggest for like an everyday palette. This one is from iHeart Revolution. This is the Coffee palette. These are the shades in there, and it does come with a mirror, but their shimmer formula is great. Their eyeshadows blend out really well and you can build them up. It does have some kickback in the palette, but that doesn't bother me. But that's the palette that I used for my eyes today, and you can create so many different looks with it. And like I said, this is a great everyday palette. You could use this for any look, and it's really versatile. And so that's why it is one of my favorites. And my other favorite is this fruit pie filling one from You Can Be, and this one has colors in it, and I don't do colored looks as much as I used to, but when I do, I definitely use this palette. It does have a mirror as well, but there's so many different color options to choose from, and the colors are very pigmented, so you don't have to work a lot to build them up. Like, you just dip the brush into the color and it goes on very pigmented. It's easy to blend them out and they all work really well. So those are my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Like I said, I have many others that I like, but those two I would say last year got the most use, so that's why I'm recommending them. Like I said, I'm gonna have all of these products linked down below. Some of them I've had for a long time, so they may not be available. I'm not sure. I'm going to do my best though to find them and link the website so that if you want to try them, you can. Some of these are more drugstore, so you can find them at Walmart or in another store that has makeup. It just depends. But yes, that is all of the categories. That's all of my favorite products from 2020 that I will definitely be continuing to use this year. If there's any of these products that you want to see me use in a video or anything like that, comment that down below. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel to see more makeup videos in the future. and I will see you in the next video.